All right, Dolly Sods. Here I am again. It has been, I want to say 6 years since I've done a trip here. Um, love this place. Absolutely love it. Um, can't wait to get out there and get started. It is Wednesday evening at about 5:30, and I just got to the Bear Rocks Trailhead, or what used to be called the Bear Rocks Trailhead. Um, got up here and I'm excited to get going. I'm gonna hike in a couple miles tonight, find somewhere to camp, and then be here until Saturday, just exploring the area and hiking around. So yeah, I want to get in there and get going before it gets too dark so I can find a camp. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, decided to park more towards the Bear Rocks Trailhead, or wherever that is down there. So I drove up here in a Model 3, which has like ridiculously low ground clearance, and all of the side of the road parking up here by the actual trailhead that I'm starting at had huge rocks in it that I wasn't sure if I could park on top of. So starting off with a little road hike. Oh, man, I'm like not even half a mile in. It's just gorgeous in Dolly Sods. Like, absolutely gorgeous. I gotta keep going because the sun is going down. And I want to find somewhere nice to camp and not night hike. Hopefully you can hear any little bit of what I'm saying with this crazy wind right now. I'm also, if you see me staring at my feet a lot, it's because trails at Dolly Sods are, if you've ever been here, you know they're very muddy and they're very rocky, and it can be a challenge to find your footing. So, almost slipped right there. If you see me staring down a lot and not staring at the camera when I'm walking, that's why. I'm trying not to face plant. Also seeing a lot of these. I believe they have parts of the trail right now that are kind of closed off. They're trying to rehabilitate. There have been quite a few of these barricades blocking off this, what looks like a very nice, wide, dry path. And I've already been walking through standing water and mud on this little path here. So fun stuff. That's just what you get when you come to Dolly. It's part of what you sign up for, to get these beautiful views. Coming into the woods a little bit now. Got a little bit of incline for the first time. Fun stuff. We'll tell you what though, it is much easier to hike Dolly Sods now than it was the last time I was here. I was about 75 pounds heavier at that point. Much easier when I'm basically have dropped 2 backpacks worth of weight off of my body. Beautiful. Oh, I love it here. So this trail sign is a little confusing. I had to double check my map. This is Dobbin Grade, runs this way and back behind us. I am not on Dobbin Grade. The way that the sign is positioned made me think this was Dobbin Grade if I continue forward. Had to double check my map because I'm not sure I want to do that trail with the amount of rain that has happened in the past few days here and the amount of rain that is going to happen while I'm here, or forecasted to happen at least. I'm going to try and steer clear of Dobbin Grade as much as I can. Whew. Don't fall now. Descending down. Hoping to find a camp spot by some water in the next mile or so here and set up for the night. Since I'm getting such a late start today, I don't want to have to hike for very long. I want to be able to set stuff up in the light because I am trying out some new gear this trip. Biggest piece being the Durston X-Mid 1, and I have only set it up once to make sure that I could set it up and that it didn't have any holes in it or anything, so don't want my second time setting up this tent to be in the dark. It's my first trekking pole tent, non-freestanding tent, so it might take me a bit of finagling to get it the way that I want it. But I'm gonna keep going. The fact that we're going down and descending is a good sign. Alright, first water crossing. I do see, looks like an empty site over there. This does not look great, so I'm going to skip that one. I was contemplating for a minute there, setting the camera up on this guy, filming myself trying to get across this creek. I don't want to go across it 3 times though, so sorry. Not that much back into the YouTube game yet. But you get to watch me as I try and climb over these rocks and not slip. Ooh, that was a wobbly one. I am honestly surprised that the stream is not higher than this. Just based on the forecast from the past few days, as well as talking to a hiker who was on his way out. He said he got absolutely dumped on last night. Just a ton of rain, whole storm blew through. So yeah, I'm surprised this is not more rushing more. It's higher. I'm surprised this is not higher. I do see a site here, but I'm not sure that I'll be staying here. It's a beautiful site by the water, but all of the nice tent areas are low-lying and in puddles. That does not sound like a good night to me, so I may keep going. Or, what's this? If I cross again, it looks like there's more sites up there. I'm gonna go check this out. Alright, this I think I can work with. Got a nice big spot there that I think I can set up the tent, and I'm high enough up that I'm not too worried about the tent or the site getting flooded. I am a little worried though what this is gonna look like in the morning if it does storm tonight, which it's supposed to. But you know, I'm gonna have lots of water crossings, so we'll just deal with that when the time comes. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get set up here. and start relaxing. I'm hoping this is not used toilet paper. People pack out your trash. This just looks like somebody, it's not used toilet paper. It's a paper towel. Someone decided just to leave here instead of packing it out with them. This seems like probably the best spot to set up. It's the widest open area. There's quite a few roots and stuff, but it should be all right. Everything around here is soaked. It definitely has been raining. Xmid 1. Love this tent so far. Like I said, I've only set it up once, so I could absolutely hate it after this trip. We'll find out. But so far, it's been great. It's the smallest tent I own for sure, and lightest by far. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna go like right here, or right here maybe. Alright, not bad. Got a little droop in the ridgeline, but I'm not worried about it right now. Alright, so for anyone who's been wondering about the Xmid, that is my second attempt putting it up. Didn't take too long, pretty painless. Still like the tent so far. Let's see how I feel after a night in it though. Alright, I'm gonna finish getting set up. Catch you all in a bit. Alright, so quick update here. I've got camp set up. I've got my bedding in there, getting lofted up. I got excited and kind of packed it in its compression sack like 2 days ago, so I'm gonna give it some extra time to loft up, even though it's not gonna be that cold. It's hot right now, so I'm not worried about being cold tonight. But it's in there lofting up, and went out into a clearing pretty close to here, and was able to use the iPhone's satellite messaging to send my wife a quick update, let her know I made it to camp, and send her my location with the Find My app. So it was great. Never tried to use the GPS satellite messaging stuff before with an iPhone, but it was pretty seamless. Here in the canopies, in the tree cover that I'm under, I could not get a good enough connection to a satellite to actually send anything. It would connect, but then it would just try to send a message for 5 or 10 minutes and never send. But I walked maybe 50 feet away out into a little clearing, and it sent right away. So that was a win. I've never been able to send my wife updates while I'm out here because I don't carry any kind of GPS communicator. I don't go on enough trips to make the subscription to those worth it, in my opinion. So yeah, it's great having that now, and it's free with the iPhones, so I appreciate that. All right, at some point I'm gonna stop being amazed, but these ant hills are everywhere. This looks like, God, this one, it's so massive. It reminds me of the Jurassic Park intro-ish area where they come upon these massive piles of dung. All right, this anthill is closer. Look at the absolute size of this hill. That's insane. I'm gonna keep walking. It definitely feels like it's gonna rain, and I wanna get as far as I can before that happens. It's always crazy when you come to a view like this and you can see the trail and where it goes for miles. You're like, oh, yeah, I got a long way to go. We just came from here, making the big left up to here. If anyone has been in this section of Dolly Sods, you probably know what I'm saying when I say the big left. It is just the big left turn on Raven Ridge? Raven Ridge, yep. Beautiful. Now on the Rocky Ridge Trail, and it is definitely rocky. Yeah, that's not the trail, but the trail itself is very rocky, as you can see. Yeah, very, very, very rocky ridge trail. But some great views. Fog's starting to roll away so I can see down into some valleys. So that's cool. I like that. Also, I don't know if you can even see it in this video, but there is a house built into the side of that cliff way over there. Found a nice little break spot. Probably not my smartest idea to climb up here with my pack on, but yeah, that's okay. It's beautiful. It's a nice spot to take a break. And I'm gonna sit here, drink some water, maybe have a snack, and then get back on the trail. The sun's starting to pop out. You can see over the hills, you've got, you know, that like rolling sunshine where you've got lots of cloud cover, but then the sun just like works its way across. And I know that's opposite. It's sunshine and then the clouds work their way across and cover it up, but it's beautiful to just sit here and stare at. I was able to pull down, I wanted to text my wife and noticed that I have signal here, so I was able to pull down a weather report, and it's looking like there's not nearly as much rain expected today as there was supposed to be. My phone's saying basically no chance of rain until 6 p.m. tonight. Although it is saying that it's expecting a thunderstorm to roll in around 6 p.m. So that could be fun. I'll have to make sure that I'm somewhere a little higher in elevation, maybe not next to a stream tonight. Yeah, I definitely don't want a repeat of what happened the last time I was here at Dolly, but we'll get to that. I am planning to hike through the campground, or I call it a campground because there's so many campsites there, but the spot where last time I almost got trapped here in Dolly Sods. So once I get there, probably tomorrow morning, I will, I'll show you what that was like. But for now, I'm just gonna sit here. Had a bison stick as a snack, and enjoying some water. And I'm just gonna sit here and watch this view, enjoy the sunshine, and rest for a little bit. Kind of insane here, this part of the trail. I mean, if you want to call it a trail. This is a scramble for sure. It's fun though. Yeah, I'm glad it's not raining right now, I will say that. Had the weather done what it was forecasted to do, this would be a big challenge. I'm slipping a little bit and everything's completely dry now. So yeah, glad it's not raining. All right, so 11:14 a.m. day 2. Finally saw some other people. It's 2 people, didn't have packs or anything, so I think they were just day hiking. But yeah, it's always wild when you don't see anyone for basically a full day, all alone in this vast wilderness, and then you just happen upon other people and you share a friendly little 30 seconds to a minute of banter as you talk about the trail sections that you're each about to respectively see and you've respectively just come out of. So can I say respectively more? Probably. But anyway, I need to open up all trails because there's a junction here and I'm not sure which way to go. Alright, it's like 30 seconds later. I am really glad that I checked all trails. I would have gone the other way and I would have missed Rocky Knob, which I've never seen before. I've never come up to this section of trails, I don't think. Gorgeous views. Really glad I stopped to take a few seconds to look at the map. Oh, look at all those birds. That's cool. There's so much wind, they're basically not moving at all. Wow. Can I get closer? Oh, that's so cool. Whoa. Whoa, and then they turn around and just take off because they go into the wind, or with the wind. Dang. That's beautiful. Beautiful and gorgeous are apparently the words for this trip. These are the dolly trails that I'm more used to, where basically you're not sure if it's a trail or a stream. It kind of serves as both purposes for the sake of the woods. Fun stuff. Wet feet inbound. That was quite the climb. I was not expecting like a mile of straight uphill. We got some good views into the park again. Gotta decide, oh, it's windy that way. Gotta decide where I want to stop for lunch, because I need to stop soon. I guess it's only 11:50. I'll probably stop around 12:30. Although this would be a really nice spot. Just sit here and look out at the view. Decisions. All right, well, this spot's familiar. The last couple times I've been here, I've come in from there, and then you hit this big open area here where you got 4 trails intersecting. It's cool being back to now trails that I know. Everything so far has been things that I've not done before. Okay. Found this beautiful, serene little campsite. Actually, double campsite. There's two here. Nice little spot to stop and have some lunch. Hydrate a little bit. There's a little stream running through here that I might fill up at. I also know I have a larger stream crossing, water crossing coming up in just a little bit, so I might wait for that. This one's not very fast, so it might not taste the best. So I might wait for the larger water crossing, but yeah, making progress. I'm gonna sit down and I think I'm having gotta decide actually. I'm having either tuna salad wrap or a peanut butter wrap. Choices. I realized as well, now that I've stopped and taken a moment to breathe, I realized I was just pushing for no reason. And I tend to do this in life, not just in backpacking, but in life in general. I'll just kind of go hard until I can't anymore, and then I'll be so tired that I'll just crash and I won't be in a good mood. Like, for instance, when driving and doing road trips, I was always the person who would try to basically only stop when you needed to get gas. And then I was always miserable. I got there maybe 45 minutes faster, but I was miserable when I got there. And I realized today I was doing the same thing on the trail. I was going and going and going. I don't know why. I have a finite loop that I'm doing here. If I get to the end of it early, what am I going to do? Just sit around? I might as well slow down and enjoy being out here. Enjoy the quiet. Enjoy the peace. Yeah. I gotta remember that. I gotta remember to slow down. Take my time. I am out in the woods not through hiking. I'm not trying to crush 20 miles a day. I'm just here to enjoy nature, to get a break from everyday life for a little bit. Anyway. You can see me trying to struggle. Hopefully not struggle, but maybe struggle to open this. Alright. There we go. Oh, this is so much better without the spoon in it. Okay, so I didn't record this morning, but I had my long-handled titanium spoon inside of this. It's a BV1, Bear Vault BV1 bear canister. It's my first trip trying this out. I like it because I was drawn to it in the store because as you eat your foods, the bear canister itself can compress in on itself and become smaller and smaller so that you don't have a bunch of just empty space in your pack, and you can tighten up your pack every day. What was happening though is that the spoon barely fits in there, and so I could get it closed, but it felt really tight, and I thought it was just because I thought I just had like basically the limit of what the amount of food that could fit in this thing. Till I woke up this morning, and I'm tired, I'm groggy, I just woke up trying to get this open so that I can make some coffee, and I sat there fighting with it for 15 minutes trying to get this thing open, and I'm like, man, one of the reasons that I got this was because it's supposed to be way easier to open. than the old bare vault styles where you have to like jam your thumb in to bend the lid out of the way while you're twisting it, and it always hurts. This has two nice silicone covered buttons that are way easier to depress. They're easier, but there's two of them, one on each side. So you have to do two buttons at once, but they're way easier to press. But I sat there and fought with it for like 15 minutes this morning. Finally, I realized it's because my spoon had caught on the lip of the inside of that button. Either that or the lip of one of the threads, one of those two. And I could not get it open. Like I could not get it open. Eventually I did. I had to just keep jamming. Like I would twist it just before it locked and then jam it undone. And eventually that moved the spoon enough that I was able to get it open. So I learned my lesson. And if you pick up one of these BV1s, don't try to jam a long-handled spoon in there. It looks like it fits. It does not. Lesson learned. But now I know. And now it's been great. It's been awesome so far. So I'll take it. I don't know why I'm still talking. I'm hungry. Welcome to the Red Creek. Try not to slip as I turn around and let you see both sides here. I'm gonna stop and get some water. This is my last major water crossing for the day. And then I'm gonna head up to Breath Mountain. And I think I'm gonna try and camp up there tonight. There's still supposed to be, last time I checked, still supposed to be a thunderstorm rolling in this evening. And right now I'm at one of the lowest points in the park, and I don't want to get trapped down here. So, I'm gonna grab some water and then get up the hill. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot that there was a waterfall on Red Creek. Pretty big one too. It's crazy. I've been following this for miles, watching it slowly get bigger and bigger, and then eventually culminates in this big waterfall. That's cool. So it's been a few hours since my last update. I made it to the top of Breath Mountain, and so I had enough time to set up camp, and then I had just gotten water boiling for my dinner when big storms started rolling in. I'm talking, it went from like clear skies and beautiful to, well, much worse than this. Now it's just kind of raining, but there was some crazy wind. Made me a little scared, honestly. I had to go out in my rain gear and stake out the tent a few more spots because it was just so windy that I wanted to make sure that it was okay. This is my first trip with this tent, actually. It's a Durston X-Mid 1, and so I just don't know how it does in weather yet. So far it's been great. But I was a little scared. The first time I'm using it in rain, and it's a big storm. So I was able to text my brother through Apple's satellite messaging, and I asked him if he could get me a weather update. And he responded saying there's a severe thunderstorm warning right now, and that goes until 5:30. I texted him around 5. That goes until 5:30, and then rain off and on all throughout the rest of the night. So I'm hoping that I've now made it through the severe thunderstorm, and that's not going to be an issue anymore. We'll see though. But yeah, now I'm just kind of stuck in the tent, so I've got my e-reader with me, so I will be pulling that out and getting some reading done. Maybe listen to a podcast or something, but it seems like I'm going to be in the tent tonight, which is fine by me because today ended up being a lot more physically demanding than I was expecting it to be. I hiked about what I expected to hike, so I wanted to do half of the total trip's mileage today, so about 12 miles, roughly 11 miles, something like that. But that way, tomorrow I can do like 4 or 6 miles, and then on the last day I'll only have 2 or 4 miles. Since the last day I'm just hiking to the car and then driving out of here. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to some relaxing time after how strenuous today was, though. Especially that last little bit. I filled up water at Red Creek, and then I'm carrying 2 1-liter bottles. So I filled those up with filtered water, and then I also have I'm not sure if it's 1.5 or 2-liter Canuck bag, but I filled that up with dirty water as well because knowing that I'm going to be camping on the top of the mountain, there's no water up here. So I need water for cooking tonight and cooking in the morning and to get me all the way to the next water source tomorrow, which is a few miles away. So it was heavy. It was a heavy pack coming up here. Surprisingly, I did see multiple people up here like 45 minutes before the storm rolled in. They were all heading down. Probably smart. They probably saw the clouds rolling in that I did not see. As they were coming from the Lion's Head area, which is way more open, way more of a view. Where I'm at is the storm rolling in. I couldn't see it until it was basically on top of me. But yeah, I'm hoping they made it to a camp before the storm rolled in because, yeah, they left like I said, like 45 minutes before it started coming down. So hopefully they're all right. But I'm going to cozy up and read a book. And yeah, I probably won't do any more updates tonight because this is my night. So I'll see you in the morning. Got a little friend this morning. So yeah, this weather is quite the difference from last night. What time is it even? It is 8:13 in the morning. I woke up, got out of the tent around 5:30 or 6. Just had a quiet morning with breakfast and kind of watched the storms roll out. When I woke up, it was still super windy, very, very dark skies. But as the sun has come up, the clouds have gone away, and it's just beautiful blue skies right now. So I've had breakfast and I've got things drying behind me. And I think since I'm all the way up here on the top of the mountain, I'm going to leave camp set up and walk out to Lion's Head and spend some time out there. It's looking pretty clear. I'm hoping there's no fog in the valley anymore. I walked over there a little bit, but not all the way out there this morning, and it was pretty foggy. So we'll see if it's still foggy or if there's some good views out there today. Lion's Head, made it. Whew, I am right by the edge. That's a big drop. Beautiful morning out though. This is by far the clearest it's ever been when I've come to Lion's Head. Now, don't mind me as I try to walk back here. Let me see if I can show you what it's like trying to walk up here. You're always just a few feet away from a very big drop. Oh, man. I'm gonna be up here for a little while. I keep laughing while I'm up here because I keep remembering the last time that I was here. I was with, the last time I was at Lion's Head, I was with my brother-in-law and his dad, and me and my brother were just walking around, checking out Lion's Head, and then, sorry, I thought I heard somebody, and then we're like, where's your dad? What's he doing? And we come back over towards him, away from the edge, and he's just sitting down. I'm like, what's going on? You okay? He's like, I'm stuck. He had gotten stuck in one of these crevices up here that are all over the ground, and he couldn't get back up. We got him out. He wasn't hurt. That's why I'm laughing about it, but it was funny. I was like, where's your dad? I'm stuck. So yeah, since I'm only planning like 4 to 6 miles today, just kind of hanging out up here. I'll probably be up here for an hour or two, just enjoying the mountain views. I keep wanting to set my phone down like 10-15 feet away and have it record, but there's so many cracks and crevices. There's nowhere that I can set my phone down that's more than like 5 feet from a very deep crevice. And with the wind up here going in and out, I am too afraid of losing the phone. So, yeah. Close shots it is, but that's all right. It's great to just sit and enjoy the sun after a stormy night. I should have brought my sunscreen with me though. My face is already getting red. I mean, it was red from yesterday, but now it's getting more red. It's just everywhere you look. Wow, that's sunny. Everywhere you look. Yeah, I get why Lion's Head is special now. Like I've known, but I've never been here without a bunch of cloud cover and fog. It's always been foggy or cloudy every time that I've made it to Lion's Head. So I've never gotten views like this. A lot of the times I can't even tell how high up I am because I just can't see down to the valley right below the rocks. Jeez, that wind it's like moving the phone all around. Yeah, but to see it like this, where it's just, you can see for miles and miles and miles and miles, and there's no clouds, no fog. I mean, I guess no clouds there's a few clouds, but man, yeah, I'm gonna be up here for a little bit. I brought some Sour Patch Kids to snack on. Probably gonna pull those out and just enjoy it. So you can make out those taller, darker green pine trees up at the top. That's the area that I have camp set up in. And walked down the mountain here and over to Lion's Head. stuck under all these leaves, trying to get my shirt, keep it as dry as possible, but could easily hang it up. Yeah, made it back up to the pines. Made it back to camp. And hey, my clothing is still hanging up. That's good. Yeah, this was camp last night. I don't think I showed it off too much, and now there's actually sun. It's a good spot. A little close to the trail, but it's technically an unofficial trail. It's not like a named or maintained trail at all. It's just where people go to get up to Lion's Head. And there's, plenty of camp rings or fire rings and stuff, which I haven't been having fires. It's a lot of work just for myself. Honestly, by the time that it's dark, which is when I would want a fire, I'm asleep anyway. So, all right, time to do some camp chores. Pack things up a little bit. Maybe filter some water. I'm down to this much left filtered. We got like 12 ounces ish. So got another about 1.5 liters of dirty water that I can filter, and that should be plenty to carry me through until the next water crossing, which I expect in like 2 to 3 miles. So honestly, probably all the water that I carried up here was overkill, but it's okay. I'd rather have more than not enough when I'm up here where there's no water. If it was like still storming this morning or something and I wanted to just stick around camp a little longer, I would have had enough water to cook lunch and stuff too. So, okay. Well, at this point I'm just stalling because I don't want to do camp chores, so I'm gonna get to it. All right, camp is all packed up, all cleaned up. Time to get back on the trail. Let's see what we can come across today. I wonder why it's called Rocky Point Trail. Yeah, I don't know. Huh. It's not like there's pointy rocks everywhere or anything. Oh, look. A little bit of a view. Ooh. So this is a little bit lower down of a view of what I had this morning. Up there, that's a horrible camera angle. Up there is Lion's Head, where we hung out this morning. I'm gonna put the camera down because I don't want to twist my ankle. One more view. Oh man, it's really hot and humid today after that rain last night. This Rocky Point Trail is also slow going, strenuous but slow going, and my only memory of this portion of trail is going to be staring at the trail because I don't want to slip and lose my footing, and these rocks are just crazy. I've almost twisted my ankle a couple times now, so I'm just staring at the ground as I walk around. There's quite a bit of canopy cover, so there's not a whole lot of views anyway. But yeah, I'll be excited to see the intersection with another trail where I can get off of this one. so just crossed the creek here, and it's about 12:30, so I figure it's a good time to stop for lunch. Take a little break, let my feet dry. The creek is flowing enough that I didn't feel like trying to find a way around without getting my feet wet, and I was hot, and it felt good. So yeah, let my feet dry, eat my peanut butter and tortilla, and then get back on the trail. All right, so earlier when I alluded to a campsite where I didn't want to be when it was raining, that is this one. It's at the intersection of two rivers, and it's at a very low-lying point in the Sods. And what happened, kind of ominously as I'm talking about this, there is a storm rolling in. What happened last time I was here is we woke up at, say, maybe 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, something like that. Giant storm had rolled through, was still rolling through. These rivers, like this one here that is, comes up to your shins maybe right now, and that's what I'm used to seeing with this river. We woke up that morning and it was waist deep and rushing. I will see if I can find some video footage of that trip. I didn't take very much that trip, but I definitely captured a little bit of this river because I was so freaked out by it.
Yesterday this was a gentle stream that we crossed, and it's our only way back to the car.
So yeah, we woke up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and we were like, this is still raining. It's already really deep. We got to get out of here. So we packed up camp, started hiking. Dumb on our part, thinking back to it. We should have just stayed put. But we were afraid that this whole camp was going to be flooded because the river that we were at, the river that we were camped next to, remember this is a campsite next to 2 rivers, so the one that we were next to was coming up towards the top of the bank already and freaked us out. My brother actually was camping in a low spot on the campground and he didn't realize it, so he woke up in a puddle from all the rain. So we started hiking, and man, that day was horrible. We kept going to different spots in the park to try and get back to our car, and we just couldn't cross any of the rivers. They were all flowing very fast above our waist. We eventually made it out. I want to say we cut straight up through the middle of Dolly Sods, and then we went to the very top and hiked to the left and then down, and we made it back to the car. But that was scary. We did like 18 miles that day. We were so tired. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of this campsite before it starts raining again because it's threatening to. I'm hearing thunder. All right, climbed up and out of the downstairs of Dolly Sods. I don't know what to call the south end. It's real low in elevation compared to the rest of the park, and just kind of feels like a forest. I mean, really pretty forest with some great views and streams and stuff, but I don't know. When I come to Dolly Sods, or when I think of Dolly Sods, this is what I think of. It's big open fields, trees in the distance, wind blowing in your face, mud under your feet. All right, wow, that's a good view. Been hiking up a little bit, if you can't tell from how I'm breathing. Actually decided to call an audible just a little bit ago, and I'm hoofing it back to the car tonight. I was originally going to stay one more night, but today I've developed some tummy troubles, and I've run out of supplies to handle that. So I'm gonna hoof it back to the car. Quickest way for me to get back was to go through the Red Creek campground, I think, and then do a road walk back to the car. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, probably got 3 or 4 more miles. It's about 2:30. So a couple more hours of hiking, and a lot of that should be easy road walking. So yeah, I'll check back in at the car so you can see how busy the trailhead is on a Friday evening compared to a Wednesday evening. All right, almost back to my car. Back to the trailhead though. Surprisingly not as busy as I was expecting it to be. I think there were 3, maybe 4 cars up here when I came in on Wednesday. Now there's maybe double that. All right, I think that about wraps it up for this trip. Thank you for watching if you made it all the way to the end, and hope to have some more content coming soon. Hopefully content that doesn't end with me bailing a day early. All right, everybody. Peace out.